Hello everyone and welcome to Inside Healthcare. Midwives, nurse midwives with HealthEast have delivered more than 14,000 babies in the Twin Cities since they first started 20 years ago. Maybe you're a mom whose baby or babies were delivered by one of the HealthEast Nurse Midwives. If so, you're invited to a very special free celebration. We'll tell you all about it in just a moment. But first, let me introduce you to two HealthEast Nurse Midwives to tell us a little bit about what they do and about the past 20 years of the program. And I'm very pleased to have with us Nurse Midwife Rebecca Barroso. Thank you for being with us. And then also the director of the HealthEast Nurse Midwives, Cecilia Walkdorf. So thank you for being with us.
It's our pleasure.
So maybe we can start with what exactly is a nurse midwife and what do you guys do? Go ahead.
Nurse midwives are nurses first, and then we go back for additional education. We have master's degrees, some of us even beyond that. And we've learned, been educated in the profession of midwifery, which is taking care of normal, healthy women throughout the childbearing cycle. So we start with girls from their first periods, go all the way out through menopause.
So more than just delivering babies.
Yes, it's a big part of what we do, and that's what we're most known for, but we also do the in-between pregnancy parts as well. So we do family planning, annual exams, pap smears, breast exams, those types of things.
Now, I know when my daughter was pregnant and I was saying, are you going to have a nurse midwife deliver your baby? And she said, what is a nurse midwife? You know, she had no idea. Rebecca, why don't you tell us about why would someone want to choose a nurse midwife versus maybe going to the doctor to have their baby delivered?
It's a slightly different relationship. It's a more informal relationship that one would have with a physician. For example, the women that we care for call us by our first names, and that lessens the distance. We're still professionals, but we are more on par with the women, and the women oftentimes enjoy that it's a less formal relationship, that our focus is on normal, whereas the obstetrician gynecologist is trained mostly on how to address when things deviate from normal. Mm-hmm. So it's different in some minor ways and in some bigger ways. We're not surgeons, so it is quite a different approach. And we are into promoting health and promoting education, counseling the woman. Our philosophy is one of helping the woman help herself. So it's slightly different than the physician care. It's complementary to physician care. We work with the obstetricians when we need to. It's not a completely either or. So we have close collaborating relationships with the OBGYNs who are our consultants.
So more of a natural sort of a birth?
Mm-hmm. We treat women as normal until proven high risk, as opposed to starting with the premise of, ooh, pregnancy is scary, risky, and then it's only after the fact that we can say, oh, you were okay, you were normal. So we start with, it's normal, and we want to teach you how to stay normal. Healthy lifestyle, that's a lot of our emphasis, is teaching women how to eat well, exercise,
things that they should be
stress.
doing anyways when they're pregnant, right?
Yes, it's a normal, healthy kind of a way to live.
So what other types of things are, if someone goes see a nurse midwife, they're pregnant, what point should they come see you? Probably before they even get pregnant, right?
True.
Yeah.
Correct.
So what would a prenatal care with a nurse midwife look like versus if they had gone to a physician?
It's some of the same and it's slightly different. We spend most of our time doing anticipatory guidance, education, counseling, addressing stress reduction. We talked with the woman about her family, her whole social network, how she is doing, how is her job affecting her pregnancy or not, who does she have to help her after her baby comes. So we try to take care of more than just the physical body, because our belief is that if all the support system around the woman's in place, the woman's going to be healthier. Mm-hmm. And so we try to take all those things. We deal a lot with stress reduction. We live in a very stressful society, And so we try to figure out how to help the woman lessen her stress and optimize her health so that she's less likely to have any physical or emotional problems.
And you're more likely to deliver the water births, right? Is that also correct?
The normal healthy woman can be a candidate to have a
Okay.
water birth if she so chooses. There are some women who find that sitting and soaking in a tub of water is the most relaxing thing they can do, and the
Yeah.
more relaxed they are, the better they labor. And the birth tends to be an easier birth than a land birth for some women. But only it's an option that's reserved for women who are well within the realms of normal, that they can't have high blood pressure, they can't have a baby who's having irregular heartbeat or anything like that.
What if they develop gestation diabetes? That's something that they would go on to a more specialist then, or would they stay with you?
If they have gestational diabetes, which is diet controlled, they'll stay with us. But once they go on medication, if they need oral medication or insulin, then we feel that because of the change in risk, their care is better handled by an obstetrician, and so then we refer their care to an obstetrician.
So the HealthEast Nurse Midwives have been around 20 years, but I understand that it goes back even before the 20 years the organization first started. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of it?
Well, the practice sort of began around 1988. There was one midwife
Well,
who was brought on by the obstetricians who were the obstetricians that preceded what we are now. The Twin City OBGYN physicians brought in one midwife to work, and she started doing her births at St. Joe's. So that was the very beginning. In the first year, there were 20-some births only.
wow, and more than 14,000
And so
later?
so it just grew, and it sort of grew by word of mouth. You know, by the mid 1990s, when HealthEast became the official umbrella for this group, there were 7 midwives, and it's just grown. The number of midwives, the number of clinics, the number of births that we attend, the number of hospitals. I mean, it's only recent that we have been at St. John's, St. Joe's, and Woodwinds. We used to be first at one hospital, then at 2, and now we're 3.
So before we run out of time, you have a big celebration coming up. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So on July 13th, we're having a reunion of all of the current and former midwives who worked with our practice. And we've invited all of the women who have had babies with us to come back and bring their babies, who are probably some of them young adults now.
Ready to have their own babies.
Yes.
Yeah, not
So
too much.
it's on Sunday, July 13th from 1 till 3 o'clock. It'll be in the garden gazebo area at Woodwinds Health Campus. And if it rains, we've got the auditoriums inside reserved for us. So that we
that's
can,
a good plan with all the rain we've been having
no
lately.
kidding. And we're hoping to have a really good gathering of midwives and moms and babies and families.
What a great celebration.
We're really excited about it.
Now, it's free, but you're asking that people RSVP if possible.
Yes.
And how do they do that?
There's a phone number that we have, 651-232-8080. And that number is a place where you can just say, we'll be coming, and there will be 4 or 5 of us. And that will help us to know how much in the line of refreshments to have available so that we don't run out of ice cream or lemonade.
It's got to be so rewarding what you do. What a great job that you have to be able to touch these lives and bringing new lives into this world. And wow, just awesome.
It's so exciting because now we're starting to see the babies of the babies.
Wow.
So that's wonderful.
It's generational.
Yeah, it's quite wonderful.
Final comments for our viewers about nurse midwives and about your celebration coming up?
I don't know what to say other than it's a pleasure and it's an honor to serve our community.
And we're happy to welcome women to visit with us. Let us help you to live a healthier life and have a good, healthy baby.
Well, good luck on your celebration coming up. What a wonderful event. So hopefully you'll have a great turnout and get to see all these former babies now and stuff and moms. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. So.